Hey there. It's time for a metro drawing. I started this one with something that I'd made I don't know, a few weeks ago. I've been playing around with some paint, made a weird shape and made some woman's head droop from it or something. Don't ask me to explain what's going on in that page, really. It's a bunch of head shapes. I'm playing a lot with lines and uh, shapes recently. I know it sounds very ambiguous, but that's the best way I can describe it. I'm sort of learning how to place shapes and make them look interesting and finding consistency and trying to find if there are any patterns in what I tend to draw. And I am finding that there are patterns in the tends of the types of lines that I create, the types of shapes. And this is the only this is only the kind of thing that you'll find if you draw a lot, or yeah, you just have to keep on drawing if you want to figure these things out about yourself. Style isn't something that you should spend a lot of time worrying about, but you'll tend to notice patterns. You'll tend to notice that there's things that you like doing. Like me, for instance, I like obscuring shapes. I like pushing things forward and making things go behind. Like drawing a head on top of another head, and I have this tendency. I really like to draw something, and always have this desire to make sort of block it out and draw right on top of it as if the other thing didn't exist. And as you draw, you'll find out things that you tend to do. But the only way to figure it out is to draw a lot. Not that you asked for my advice, but anyway, that was my Japanese ink brush you saw me using, and this is the Pentel RSVP pen. Um, I go back and forth with my mediums that I like to draw with on the Metro. So I'm going through my pen phase right now. It's Pentel RSVP again. It's a good ballpoint pen because it doesn't put out that much ink, but it's very it doesn't go dry until it's dead, and you don't get a lot of residual those little nasty little ink blobs. It's a really good pen to use. I started this new page with another guy, some random dude who's sitting in front of me. While I'm doing this, I want to bring your attention to my new portfolio site, which is domrabrun.com. My name is DOMRABRUN.com. There are links in the show notes. You can go there, check it out. Let me know what you thought. You guys have been giving me good feedback so far. Thank you for that. The site is really going to help me uh, basically present myself to art directors to try and get gigs, illustration, animation gigs. The site is not so much about me personally, but more about what I can do with the portfolio. So it's heavily image based. I wanted it to look kind of plain, so but it works, which is the most important part. So go there, check it out. This is another guy, and as you can see, I'm drawing him really close to the other guy because I plan on obscuring the dude behind him, but leaving enough so that you can see that he was there before. Little shoulder. Now I can see now all this stuff I could have done with that negative space that I didn't. Dialing in some details with that Japanese brush. You know, the problem with these with drawing people in public is that you have a limited amount of time before they get up. This guy was dozing off. This guy with the little beanie that I'm drawing now. He was dozing off, and he stayed on the train till the end of the line, which is where I was going. So he turned out to be a good model, but usually you're not that lucky. All right, put in his body. Again, trying to draw him on top of the other guy. Um, and this is a very difficult technique I'm trying to pull off now, which is um, this sort of mirage clone effect that I've seen a lot of guys do. Specifically, guys like James Jean will do this, where he'll draw someone in one pose, and then he'll draw them like if they're sitting there reading their book, and then they get up and they spend 10 minutes looking at their cell phone instead of their book, or if they look to the left for 10 minutes, he'll draw that on top of what was happening. So I tried to do that a little bit. Didn't really succeed, but I came out with I think the shape still came out looking interesting. I saw a documentary, a little segment of Planet Earth on pitcher plants, which are carnivorous plants. Very strange, very strange vegetation. So I think that might have inspired these little tendrils, these bulbous shapes that are coming out of the dude's head. You can see it kind of dripping down. That shape on the right to me didn't really read as him at all, so I just turned it into something else. Shading in his face a wee bit, just a little bit. Adding some contour lines to the hat to make it look a little more 3D. It's always a good idea to use some of those contour lines. Contour lines are your friend, unless you're trying to be super simple and make things look more 2D. I tried to avoid this guy's hand for as long as possible, but then I tackled it. I went ahead and drew it. This is not actually what his hand looked like. His hand was behind a rail or something, so it was obscured for the most part, so I had to just pretend like I could see what was there. Added some fingers. Ended up looking alright. This is the kind of thing where I wish I knew what I was going to be drawing, so that I could have put in some green or something, the color of his jacket, and watercolor. But here's another pitcher plant type stomach. This looks kind of like a stomach, this shape on the left. That shape on the left is one of my favorite parts of this little segment of the drawing, though. Using that ink brush again, that good old Japanese ink brush. This one's almost going dry, but it's lasted me like almost 2 years. Not heavy usage, but I got my money's worth. Actually, no, I didn't get my money's worth out of this. This pen was a gift. The brush was a gift, so thanks, pal. More of my signature swirly lines that I just kind of put in whenever I don't quite know what to do next. Yeah, so this is what it came out looking like ultimately. There are links in the show notes to my Tumblr and my website where you can see the final image. Go there. Thanks for watching as usual. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I will see you next time.